Well, they knew the movie. I think there's a clip of them being interviewed where they both start giggling when somebody goes, "Is the movie better than you thought?" And they just giggle.
You might be asking yourself, why make a movie this bad? And a lot of people have hypothesized that it's some sort of money laundering scheme
This might have been like a money laundering thing.
or a prank.
It is confusing how badly this movie missed the mark.
And I really deeply, deeply hate to disappoint all of you dreamers and creamers out there, but it's not a plan. They 100% were convinced this was going to make money. The plan is not to fuck with you. They want to turn a profit.
I think it actually wanted to suck. Actually, I would say it's quite transparent that the writers and the director of this film didn't really want it to be enjoyed, especially by a particular group of people.
Are overestimating the intellect and problem-solving ability of the Hollywood institutions. These are people who do not understand anyone. These are just incompetent people who are in charge of your institutions. The movies you see released by the studios are not for you as an American. The U.S. is what you might refer to as a mature market, meaning our best days are behind us. You're not going to have crazy profit growth out of Des Moines, Iowa. It's not like they're building more theaters in Austin, Texas. There are not more people attending movie theaters in Tacoma, Washington. As a result, you're going to target domestic, not rather than domestic audiences, international audiences abroad. Things like Russia, like China, like South Africa, like Brazil, like India, the Philippines, and Nigeria.
I think we need Harvey back.
We need something.
And the God's honest truth is that they just don't know how to turn a profit. They wish they did, but they don't.
I don't know what, and he would say this to me. He'd go, "What the fuck is the problem here?" Because he was being very like, and I get it. I respect him. He's a great director. And
Yeah.
I like being yelled at, and it was deserved.
Yeah.
But Joaquin was like, he's doing fine. Like Joaquin would turn around to the director and go, he's okay. And I'm like, man, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
But they would yell. So then there was like 80 people around you. We're on the Universal lot, all the cameras. Okay. And then they would go action, and I would go, I mean, I would fuck it up every which way.
Yeah.
One time I was so nervous, I didn't even say the line.
Yeah.
I just moved the book. I just moved the book and looked away. And the director starts going, "Why the fuck are you looking away?"
Yeah. Wow.
He goes, "Just say the goddamn line."
Did that make you even more nervous?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I can't imagine.
This was one of the worst experiences of my entire life, except it was good at the end, I guess. I don't know.
Did you sing?
What?
Did you sing?
No, it's a musical. I should have.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even speak. So then he would come up to me.
Sing. He can't get through a fucking line in the book shift.
So he'd go like this, but it was hard. I'm telling you.
I know it was, but it's just his questioning is.
No,
it just made me so.
But I get it.
I apologize. I apologize on it.
No, but I should have sang.
Yeah.
But the point is, I was there, and then I would do it again, and then he would come up to me and go, "Okay." He goes, "Listen." He goes, "The line is actually this," and I said, "And I'm not saying that." He goes, "No, you've never said that. You've never said the line.
Yeah.
Because you've actually never said this line." And I said, he goes, "Just forget it." He goes, "Just say," he goes, "this, just say close enough to it, you know?"
Yeah.
And then eventually I got it and I did it, but it was very hard. It's like hard to do. And I felt bad because, again, I'm not an expert, and I felt bad.
It's your first one.
What are the chances the scene does not make it?
I didn't think it was going to be in it.
Okay.
But is it? Do you know?
It's in it.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's great.
Do we see a photo of you on the internet at all? Or
I don't think. I think maybe there's one little photo.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen the scene because it's not a pivotal scene, I don't think.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, it's
It's with security guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with security guards. But I didn't know if they were going to put it in, but they put it in because Todd said he got it at the end. He said it was good at the end.
What's wrong with that? That's funny. I think that's funny. That is funny. What's wrong with this? I would spend $18.50 to go watch that. I mean, hey, I don't know. I like that. I hope you get cancer. That's cute. I wish someone wrote that on my book that I asked them to sign. That's what I should say to people more often. They wanted to not be popular with the young weirdo guy audience. They would have done it on the first one. Okay? If they were smart enough to make these plays about cultural tastes and actually reach demographics, they would have done it the first time around.
Harvey Weinstein never would have let this piece of shit
Never
get
let
made.
it happen.
Never.
Lady Gaga's not hot enough for him. And
Harvey would have ran on stage when him and her were singing, and he would have went, stop the F-A-G.
He would have.
I don't want to fuck your YouTube.
He would have started.
Stop
He would
it
have been
now.
eating out Lady Gaga. It would have been.
Yes.
It would have just been a crazy thing. But
Here's
you
what
don't
the Joker said needed: a little bit of reap. A little reaping might have been called for.
Hollywood is supposed to be good at two things, and that is turning a profit and advancing social causes. That's what we want out of Hollywood now, isn't it? And it turns out they don't know how to do either. They don't know how to turn a profit at all. And so the other thing they keep professing to do is like help people or advance social causes or something. And yeah, they didn't do that at all either. One of the main criticisms I heard about this movie and the discourse about it was that Joker was popular with the wrong type of people, which in my mind doesn't make any fucking sense because isn't their money green? You know what I mean? If you're complaining that young men or uneducated men or unemployed men are enjoying Joker, well, yeah, the ticket costs the same for them. It's not like if you get black women to go to the movie theater that you charge them more or less. So your bottom line is unaffected by the demo that views it. So it's very confusing to me that any studio would care about the demo of their movie as long as it turned a profit. So stated as goals, they should be motivated to turn a profit at all costs, which they don't know how to do. Now, when you do a movie with a lot of music in it, original music, you have the chance to double profit off it because you can profit off the film and you can profit off the music later on. And in a lot of cases, the music is actually more lucrative than some of the studio rights. They thought they were going to use it in Procter & Gamble commercials.
But overall, it's not one of my favorites, but I was willing to go in with an open mind if it was a good movie and if the musical numbers somehow added to it, but they don't. The music's fine, like I don't think the music is bad or anything, but the musical numbers actually just feel like filler content to try and distract you from how choppy and clusterfucky the movie itself.
Right? Simple explanation. So in the context of Joker 2, a lot of their rationale is going to be, well, how can this movie work for international audiences? How can this movie work if you don't speak English? Can I enjoy this movie? Can I pay full price for this movie if I don't speak English? That's the question. So anytime you question whether a movie's plot makes sense, if the music is relevant, if it's an entertaining piece of content, you can remind yourself that it's not for you. So what else do you have left? You have the visuals. You have noise. Music's transferable. Everyone understands music. That's international language. You don't need to know the lyrics now, do you, to enjoy the song? So you spend your resources on the ephemeral, on the visual, on the bright colors and loud noises. It doesn't need to be plot-based. It doesn't need to be character-based. It just needs to be entertaining. You're taking a 2-hour break in your workday from the drudgery of your life, spending money that you earned on me, Hollywood. And instead of getting a satisfying plot or catharsis or an emotional bond with your community, all I need you to do is just absorb the expensive colors and cameras that I've produced for you. Joker 2 is that. It's a place that you don't need to speak English. That's what they think of you. They just want to see colors, an interesting, familiar IP, and interesting, pretty lights, and maybe some interesting noises, some explosions, some violence, maybe a pretty girl. But in general, it's not really plot-based. It's really just a methodology to serve you interesting content that doesn't need to be understood with English and was transferable to a different type of audience.
If you need a movie to have a plot, you're a loser. I don't want to sound...
No, you're not ungrateful.
Because,
you're not ungrateful.
It sounds like I'm being negative about the film. But I'm not. It's good.
Do you know what you're doing?
I'm grateful and excited about it. I'm really pumped about this movie.
No,
and
he's
I
excited.
don't want the first 10 minutes of the pod to impact people's belief in me. It's a good film. You should see it.